Hello, hope you're well, and welcome to another Crowdrender video. And today we're talking about a new release of our software for making rendering faster in Blender. But before I do that, I just want to say a huge thanks to Nwave Australia, who effectively are sponsoring us with equipment. And that equipment really helps us do the development that we do to make our software work. So huge thanks to them. And there will be a link to their store in the description below. If you're in either Australia or New Zealand, good news, they deliver to both of those countries, so you can check out their site and see if it's something you want to buy. Okay, so what is the new thing that we have done? We've released a new version of our software. It makes rendering faster in Blender. Yes, it does. It uses lots of computers to do rendering, which is why it's quicker. This new version 0.4.2 is a big deal because we finally support Cycles X, or Cycles X. And that's a pretty big deal because Cycles X is already a fair deal faster in some cases than plain Cycles, and now you can make it even faster by using multiple computers and our software, so pretty good news. So I'm briefly going to tell you what changed between the last version and version 0.4.2. Basically, we had 3 problems we had to fix. Now, 2 of those you can go and read about in the release notes, but there is one which is probably worthy of mention. So these are all bugs we fixed, but the one I want to talk about is we actually had to patch Blender itself, which is a little unusual for us. It is kind of cool though, because effectively we sort of have contributed to Blender development, although it was somewhat self-serving, the reason that we did that, but I do know it's at least helped one other person. So we have fixed an issue in Blender that was causing Blender to crash when using our software, so that no longer happens, and that pretty much means that as of right now, if you download Blender 3.0 or 3.1, which comes with Cycles X, and 0.4.2 of our software, then yeah, everything will work, which is really cool. Now, before you go and rush off and try and look for a download link in the description below for 0.4.2, I just want to be clear, 0.4.2 is not free. You can actually access it if you go to our crowdfunding page though, or go to the download page and sign up to be a paid supporter of our project. And there's some very good reasons for doing that. I mean, not just the fact that 0.4.2 is out and it's the latest and greatest and it supports Cycles X, but also because we're working pretty hard to make this project much better, and your support really helps. Now, if you're one of those supporters, a huge thanks to you. And this is what's coming to make that all worthwhile, and hopefully if you're not a supporter, will tempt you to actually sign up. So, 3 things. First thing, the synchronization system. You might be saying, James, what the heck is the synchronization system? Well, effectively, it takes the data from your project on your master or client computer and makes sure it's the same on every other computer that you use, so that when you render, you don't get janky artifacts because one of the computers is missing something from your dataset. That's been completely overhauled. There's a new system coming. We're almost at prototype stage, and it is awesome. It's so much nicer to use and so much more efficient and effective than the old system. Next thing that's going to come is we're getting rid of lag in Blender's UI. So a few of you have noticed and complained that when you're using Crowdrender, the UI is slower than it otherwise would be. It kind of varies a lot depending on what your computer specs are, but it is a real thing. We've noticed it and we are fixing it. This one is going to take a little bit of time though, because it's a big refactor, but we actually have a solution that does not lag the UI at all. So that is coming, and that's something to look forward to. It means you'll just be able to leave the add-on enabled all the time, and you won't have to wait until you're finally ready to render to turn it on. As a few of you have mentioned, that's what you do and how you get around this. So the third thing that's coming is faster animation renders. And we're doing that by basically changing how we distribute the render. Now, what that means is in the current system, we use tile splitting, where we split the image up into tiles, kind of like a mosaic, and then each machine gets a tile, renders it, and sends the result back, and then it's all put back into the final frame. That's done for both single frame renders and animations. And what we're changing is with animation renders, we're not going to use tile splitting anymore. We're going to use what's called frame splitting, where we give each computer a batch of frames, entire frames to render, rather than tiles. And that's going to be a lot more efficient, and a lot of people have asked for it, so yeah, that's actually coming. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you found this video interesting, amusing, I don't know, somewhat positive. So if you have, please smash the like button, and if you didn't, maybe consider leaving a comment below about what you didn't like about it, or what you thought we could have done better. That also helps. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay in touch with what we're doing, how development's coming along, and all the other crazy shenanigans and stuff that we do with the channel and with the project. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.